Today we're going to work on the section 3.6 from College Algebra. These are examples that are like the examples that you'll find in your homework. I wanted to go over each of them to help you understand how to do each of the problems as we get ready for the first exam. I already have these written out so that we can save some time. So if you want to follow along, I would appreciate it and you may want to write some of this down for your notebook. The first one says translate the sum of three numbers is 50. So this time instead of two numbers, we have three numbers. Let's call them X, Y, and Z. And of course the sum means that we're going to combine those by addition. The is the equals, and 50 is our sum total. So we would write an expression like X plus Y plus Z for the first part of it. Then the is changes it to an equation for the equal, and we would put our sum over there on the other side. So we have X plus Y plus Z equals 50 for our first one. The second one says, translate the first number is 50 more than, there's one of those more thans that reverse things, remember, the sum of the other two numbers. Okay, the first number, let's let it be X. The other two numbers are Y and Z, and we want the sum of the other two numbers, so that's going to be Y plus Z. So the first number is 50 more than. So the first number was our X. Remember, is our equal for equations. X is 50 more than the sum of the other two. Well, the sum of the other two would be X and Y, Y and Z. There's the sum of the other two. And 50 more than would be plus 50. So that's the way that they'll probably want it. They may have rearranged it because remember, to do these problems on our matrix, we have to have everything in standard form. Well, the Y and the Z are on the right side, and they probably need to be on the left side if we're going to actually work a problem. So on your homework, they may have listed X minus Y minus Z, because if you bring these across, you would do it by subtraction. So if you subtract minus 1 minus Z off and put them in an order again, then you would have X minus Y minus Z equals 50. So you might see that answer as well. Number 3, in triangle ABC, so we have a triangle, it's going to have 3 angles, and it's going to give us information about each one. When I did this in the lecture, I did it using solving it for one variable. But as an example, to give you another option, we're going to do it in 3 equations with 3 unknowns. So that says the angle, the measure of angle B. So I'm going to transform this first one into an equation using B, the letter B for the angle B, and the letter A for the angle A. So let's follow along and see what it says. The measure of angle B means equal. 7, there's our more than, so we need to reverse. 3 times, so that would be 3 times the measure of angle A, and I'm going to use A for angle A. And so 7 more than 3 times would give us 3 times A plus 7. 7 more than 3 times the measure of angle A. Now we should have another equation to use. So let's use this one as our second one. Our second sentence would provide our second equation. The measure of angle C, so I'm going to use C, is equals And this is another more than, so we'll have to reverse the measure of angle A. So it says 38 degrees more than the measure of angle A. That would be A plus 38. Now I'm missing an equation. So the equation that I'm missing is the one that has all three angles in it. So it would say A plus B plus C equals 180 degrees. Now remember from our lecture, we remember that in a triangle, the sum of the angles altogether will be 180. So now we have our three equations. What we need to do with them is to set them up into the standard form. And if there is a variable missing, we have to put in zeros for the variables that are missing, and any ones for coefficients of ones that are missing as well. So let's see what our first one would be if we put it in their standard form. We'd have to bring the 3a over to the left. So we'd have negative 3a plus b, and there is no c. So I'll have 0c equals 7. See how I did that? I put a 0c in there. Now b needs a 1 in front of it, so I'll have a coefficient. Let's do this next one. Then we're going to bring the a over, and there's no b, so I'll put a 0b. So I have 1a, and it's negative because I brought it to the other side. And there's a 0b, and a 1c equals 38. That's my second one that's been transformed. Now then the third one is in the right order. A plus B plus C equals 180. That's 1A, 1B, 1C. All right, the next thing to do is figure out what a matrix should look like. A, B, and C will be our values. We need the body of our matrix here first. So we have negative 3. The second one is 1. And the third one is a 0. Then negative 1, 0, and 1. Notice I'm just using the coefficients from over here. And then 1, 1, 1. I've got to take the inverse of that, so don't forget that little inverse that you've got to do for matrix A. And then I need the answers, 7, 38, 180. Okay, so what I'm looking for in my calculator is this part over here that says matrix A inverse matrix B. If I can get that and hit enter on my calculator, then I will get the answers to these. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Let's see how we would set that up. All right. I'm going to write down my matrix A that I want and my matrix B, so I'll have it in front of me. Negative 3, 1, 0. Negative 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. And notice it's a 3 by 3. If you haven't gotten that in your calculator yet, you'll need to make you a 3 by 3 for the dimensions. 7, 38, 180. And that dimension would be 3 rows by 1 column. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll probably want to look at the lecture material to help you understand what we're doing there. Okay, let's see how we're going to put it in our calculator now. In our calculator, our directions will go second matrix. And then we're going to go over twice to edit and enter. So let's see if we can do that. We want to get this one in. So I'm going to turn my calculator on, and notice I've already been practicing on one, so I'm going to eliminate that one. I'm going to do the second key and down to matrix, which is going to be above that x to the negative 1 that we will need to use on the A in just a minute. So over to edit, and it's already highlighted A, so we enter. It's already, I've got a 3 by 3 already in mine as the dimensions, but if you don't have that, you'll need to put those 3 by 3s in there and enter. So you'll put in the dimensions, which is a 3 by 3. This is for matrix A that we're doing. Okay, then we put in the elements. And notice they go across. After you put in the elements, each time you hit enter. So I'm going to put in -3, enter, 1, enter, 0, enter, -1, enter, 0, enter, 1, enter, 1, 1, 1. And if you don't hit enter on this last one, it won't put it in there like you want it to. Make sure your 1 goes in there on the end. Now to get out, do second quit. And that will get you out. Second, and then the one next to it is quit, and you have a blank screen again. Now we're ready to put in B, and we follow the same directions. Second, matrix, over to edit, but this time we have to go down to B. Right, let's see if we can do that. Second and matrix. Oops. Let's see what I did here. Second and matrix. Should look like that. Second and matrix. Then I'm going over to edit because I have to put in B. I haven't done anything with B yet. But notice it's highlighted on A. See how A is highlighted? You want to go down to B because you're interested in putting in B before you enter. Now, it's a 3 by 1. I already have my 3 by 1 in there. If you don't have yours in there, you'll need to put in the dimensions. And then put in the elements. And you have to enter after each one of them that you put in. So I have a 7, enter, 38, enter, 180, enter. Then you do second quit, and you have a blank screen again. Now what I want in my blank screen now is for me to have matrix A inverse matrix B. That's what I want to see. So I do second. This is to get your answers. Do second matrix. So second in matrix. I'll hit the square root key. Second in matrix. Should look like that. And notice I don't want to edit it. I've already put the numbers in, so I just want to use it now. So 1 is already highlighted, so I enter. See, it's going to put an A up there. Just enter there. But I do want A inverse, so I have to hit the x to the -1 key to get my little inverse in there. See how it says A inverse now? Now I want to get the B matrix in there. So I do second and matrix, but I have to go down to B to get B highlighted, and I enter. So I've got the B, so I do second, matrix, down to B, and enter. And now on my screen, I see A inverse B, matrix A inverse B. When I hit enter, I should get the answer to my problem. 27, 88, and 65. Those are the angles of my triangle. If you get something crazy, like 27.896753, and then 88.21345 with a bunch of decimals, if you get some crazy answers, then just check your matrix to see if you have an element that's wrong. If you want to see it on your screen right here, you can do second matrix and pick A and just hit enter. And on your screen, it will put in the elements as they should appear. So you can double check to see if you have the zeros in, see if you have the 1 coefficients in, see if you have the negatives in the right place. So if you get some crazy numbers, that's probably not right. So check your matrix. You can do the same thing with B by saying second and matrix and down to B and hit enter. And it'll give you the elements that you put in for B. So you can double check those to see if you have it wrong. That will help you when you're trying to get it done quickly for the exam. So if you get some numbers that don't look right, then check your elements that you put into your matrix. Okay, so that was number 3, and that time we did it by using matrices. Okay, number 4. Number 4 says the sum of 3 numbers is 54. So my 3 numbers added together would be 54. X plus y plus z equals 54. That's first one there. The difference of the largest and the smallest is 48. So the difference of the largest and the smallest is 48. You might want to write down what you're deciding to let the largest and smallest be. I think I'm going to let my x be the smallest. You could let x be the largest if you want. Smallest, y is the middle, and z then would be the largest. Okay, so then my second one says the difference means to subtract, of the largest and the smallest is 48. So mine would say z minus x equals 48 because I let my z be the largest. You could let your x be the largest, and then it would be x minus z would be 48. It won't matter as long as you designate which way you want it. Now the third equation says the sum, so we're going to add, of the 2 smaller numbers. So in my case, my 2 smaller numbers would be x and y. So x plus y would be 13. The sum of the 2 smaller numbers, in my case, it would be x and y. I said x plus y is 13. Now then I have to put them in standard form. So if I do my first one, I'm going to go ahead and put my coefficients in. 1x plus 1y plus 1z equals 54. In my second one, I'm going to have to rearrange it a little bit. I'm going to put my x first, negative 1x. There isn't a y, so I'm going to put 0y plus 1z equals 48. And just rearrange that second one. In my third one, I have a 1x and a 1y. I don't have a z, so I'm going to put a 0z equals 13. Now then, my value is going to be x, y, z is going to equal to 1, 1, 1, negative 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. I have to take the inverse of that times my B matrix, 54, 48, 13. Okay, let's see what we get. So let's go over the directions again. I'm going to clear this one out. I'm going to do second in matrix. Go over to edit. Remember, I want to put the numbers in first. So I'm going to do A. I already have my 3 by 3 in there. Now I'm going to put my numbers. 1, enter, 1, enter, 1, enter. Negative 1. Don't forget to use this little negative key down by the decimal point. Negative 1, enter, 0, enter, 1, enter. 1, enter, 1, enter, 0, enter. Now to get out of it, do second, quit. Now I want to put matrix B in, second, matrix, over to edit, and down to B. I already have a 3 by 1 in there. All I have to do is put my numbers, 54, 48, 13. Don't forget to enter on the last one. Now second and quit. Now I'm ready to do it. So I do second in matrix, A, inverse. Don't forget your inverse key. Second matrix, down to B, enter, and then enter, and I should have my answers. So my answers for X, Y, and Z are negative 7, 20, and 41. Now, if it asks you to list them from largest to smallest, which I think it does, you'll have to be careful to list because negative 7 is smaller than the 20 or the 41. You'll have to do 41, comma, 20, comma, negative 7, and they are not listing it as an ordered triple. They're listing as 3 numbers. So you just put those numbers in a box that goes in there. Okay. All right. Let's go to the last one. There's only 5 in this section. Let's go to our last problem. And this one is the kind that they use this kind of matricing problem for most often. It says in the first equation that we're going to make, we have 1 egg, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of pizza. Then the child consumes 299 milligrams of cholesterol. So I'm going to use E for egg, C for cupcake, and P for pizza. So 1 egg plus 1 cupcake plus 1 pizza equals 299 milligrams of cholesterol. My second sentence, if the child eats 3 cupcakes and 4 slices of pizza, he takes in 90 milligrams. So I have 3 cupcakes and 4 slices of pizza. Notice I don't have any eggs. So I'm going to put 0 eggs plus 3 cupcakes plus 4 slices of pizza, and we get 90 milligrams of cholesterol. Let's do the third one. This time we do have eggs. We have 3 eggs, 1 cupcake, but we don't have any pizza. So we have 3 eggs, 1 cupcake, and no pizzas. And that's going to equal 834 milligrams of cholesterol. I think we need to stay away from the eggs and cupcakes. Now, all we have to do to get our eggs, cupcakes, and pizza is to put in the matrix 1, 1, 1, 0, 3, 4, 310 using the coefficients. Don't forget to take the inverse. 299, 90, 834. Those are our answers. Now, since we've already set up our matrix number 4, we probably will not have as much trouble with this one. Let's clear this out. Second in matrix, remember that we want to put our new numbers in, so go over to edit. You're already on A. A is highlighted, so you want to enter your new numbers into A. So enter. It's already a 3 by 3. We've been doing those, so my dimensions are in there. I just have to be careful to put my numbers in. 1, 1, 1, 0, 3, 4, 3, 1, 0. Don't forget to hit the enter on the last one, so the 0 will go up there in its element spot. Now, second in quit. Now then, second in matrix. Go over to edit and then down to B because we want to put B in. It is a 3 by 1, so I don't change that. I do put my new numbers in. 299, enter. 90, enter. 834, enter. Second quit. Now, what I want to do is make sure that I get my matrix A inverse matrix B on my screen. That's what I'm after. So I do second matrix, enter, and that will put my A up there. Don't forget to put in the inverse key. Then second matrix down to B, so it'll print B in there, and then hit enter, and you have your answer. For eggs, there are 272 milligrams of cholesterol. There's where your cholesterol is right there. For cupcakes, there's 18, looks like 18 milligrams of cholesterol. And so for pizza, a slice of pizza, we have 9 milligrams of cholesterol. So that's how you do those problems. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, as always, just give me a call or contact me by text. Thank you so much.